Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Coaches Talk, where we discuss all things OU related, college football related, all things in between. I'm your host, Coach Ricks. And before we get started, please hit that like button, hit that red subscribe button, ring the bell so you'll catch all my content that I got going out. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I just got in. What's going on, Stephen G? What's on chicken? I just got in, had a few things to take care of, some clinics and things like that. But I wanted to jump on here and read some emails and some letters that have come in to me. I try to get this out every so often, man, but I'm so busy. I try to be on everyone else's podcast whenever I get a chance to try to get myself out there, try to get the podcast to grow as we know it. Other than that, man, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Wanting to jump into these emails and then maybe talk a little bit about the upcoming game that has everybody in a uproar. Tennessee's coming to Owens Field to play Oklahoma. We'll definitely jump on that here in a few seconds because I definitely feel like a lot of people that feel like this game is going to get out of hand, and I just don't understand, how that could be. But everyone has their opinions. Social media has been going crazy. Everyone's thinking that it will be a blowout. I just can't see it. I don't know why everyone is just, adamant about Tennessee blowing Oklahoma out. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But we're going to jump into these emails, man, because I definitely want the listeners to know that I got the emails, and I want them to know that excuse me, guys. I'm really trying to get through this, man. I am just now getting in and hit the button and everything, man, to get this recording going. So just bear with me. We'll try to get it up and going here in a few seconds. But what I do want to talk about, man, is you guys make me feel so special, man, when I get these emails because I started this podcast, man, because I had a lot of knowledge of the game of football, basketball, baseball, and things like that, coached at different levels. And I've always had people tell me, man, you need to get you a podcast because you definitely know how to coach. You definitely have a relationship with people and kids. So here I am. And to see, man, that I have over 60 subscribers, man, already and haven't been doing this no more than a month and a half. So it just means a lot to me, man, that a lot of people jump in to, check your boy out and everything, man. So I really appreciate that. Jason has been helping me out from Hall of Fame Sports. He definitely helps me with some things and everything. But enough rambling. We're gonna get onto these emails. Keep them coming, guys, because I definitely get them. I definitely read them. There are some that I have someone else read them for me and then give them to me because I want to be shocked. I want to be, I want to get that experience of not knowing what is sent to me so I can give a direct emotion and give a direct answer for that. So, Stephen G said, I shared you on X. I appreciate that, Stephen G, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's get him going. All right. So, first one we got is from Jack Moore from Greenville, South Carolina. Says, hey, coach, I'm a big fan of the show. I have a coaching question for you. We are about to play our rival in a few weeks. Is it too late to change our playbook to try and get a competitive edge? All right. Thank you for the email, Jack. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't change my playbook and everything for anybody. They all saying iron sharpens iron. So if you are doing what you're supposed to do and elevating your guys to the highest level, you don't need to change your playbook for one team. I always say this, and I mean it when I say it, is that you don't practice to play a team. You practice to get better. So no matter who you play, long as you are, doing all the right things and X's and O's and getting the guys in shape and conditioning, that's the main point. How you doing, Miss Kimberly? Thank you guys for jumping in. But no, I wouldn't change your playbook, man. I really wouldn't. Stick with what you got and keep it moving, man. That's the main thing. Is because when you start changing your playbook and everything, man, for certain teams, you'll change it and change it and change it and change it, and then next thing you know, you're just all over the place and everything, man. So stick with your basic playbook, and go out there and roll out and everything, man. But be sure and send me an email, man. Let me know what the score was or what the game, how the outcome was. But thank you for the email. Next one we got is from Alfred Collins, Pecola, Oklahoma, old stomping ground. Hey, coach, I'm so proud of you. I used to live near your dad before he passed away. He used to always talk about his son that was a football and basketball coach. I don't really have a question. I just wanted you to know he talked about your accomplishments from time to time. Hey, man, Alfred, appreciate that, man. Hey, send me your number, man. We can talk about some things and everything, man. I've heard that a lot of times from other people that my dad used to always talk about me and in a certain way. Uh, but I just, he taught me so much, man. But he was a real stickler, man. He was a military guy, man. So he was a X's and O kind of guy, yes sir, no sir kind of guy. So I try to maintain everything that he taught me and transition that over to coaching. So I've always tell people and everything, if you are a yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am kind of person, life would be very easy for you. So thank you, Alfred, man, for telling me that, man. I really, really appreciate that. Uh, for those of you who want to know, my father, he passed away last year. Uh, he passed away of dementia. I mean, so he could remember things 20 and 30 years ago, but he couldn't remember things that we talk about 5, 10 minutes and everything. So, Alfred, that really meant a lot to me to know that he was talking about me, because that's kind of rare, because he would kind of forget people from time to time and everything. So, thank you for that. Next one is from Paula Howard, Knoxville, Tennessee. Uh-oh. I already know what this is going to be. Hey, coach, I'm a new fan of the show. I was watching some of OU podcasters to get a better feel for this week's game. I'm so nervous, and I think a lot of people are overlooking OU. Oh, what do you think the score will be? Be safe. Um, uh, I really don't know. First of all, Paula, thank you for the email. I really don't know, man. This game, man, is causing a lot of people to lose their minds. I think the tradition wise, both teams have tradition. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people forget that Oklahoma was a blue blood before they came into the SEC. Thank you, Kimberly K. I appreciate that. Sorry for your loss. Fathers are incriminating. Yes, my dad, man, he was a real good man. We all have our flaws. He had his flaws and everything, man. But I think to live to be 75 years old, I mean, that is a great accomplishment. Some people don't get to live that long. So, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. But back to you, Paula. I think that this game is going to be close. I think it's going to be a very physical game. We always talking about how the SEC is a physical game. Why, for some reason, they don't think Oklahoma is a physical team, I don't know. So it's going to be a drag out fight. I already know it is. It's going to be a drag out fight, and I think the score, man, to be honest, I think it's going to be like 31-24, Oklahoma. So I really don't know, man, but I'm hoping for a great game. I don't want no blowouts on either side. I just want a real tough physical game. I'm lying. If Oklahoma blows them out, I'll be happy as hell. But I think it's gonna be a tough game on both sides, man, because both teams are really good, and I don't think Tennessee has seen what Oklahoma is going to bring, and vice versa. I don't think Oklahoma's seen what Tennessee's going to bring. So I think we just have to wait and see. And I think and everything, man, it's going to be a good game. So thank you for that question, Paula. Next one we got from Greg Jones from Sallisaw, Oklahoma. Hey, coach, I'm a fan of the videos that you have put out. My question is, what would you do if you had a player that won't give his all but has all the talent in the world? P.S. Thank you for turning me on to the Hall of Fame podcast. You guys are awesome. Yeah, man. Anybody, man. I always tell my guys and everything, or anybody that emails me, jump on Hall of Fame Sports Podcast, College Football, man. Jason, man, is one of my great friends, man. He's helped me out so much, so I try to return the favor. I try to put things out there for him, and he does the same thing for me. We just all, a brotherhood that we try to help one another, man, to get to where we got to be. But if you got a player, man, has all talent in the world, man, and his work ethic is real bad, I mean, you're gonna have to pull him to the side and let him know, man, is that talent is only gonna take you so far. Hard work is what's gonna get you there. Uh, Toby said they're overlooking Oklahoma's defense, and that's going to make it. Yeah, yeah, they're definitely overlooking Oklahoma's OU. Trust me, they're definitely overlooking it. But I think Oklahoma is going to have to make a statement in order to get everybody on board. That because don't get me wrong, the stigma on Oklahoma is they don't play defense. Even though the defense has been good the last 3 games, everybody still has this stigma that Oklahoma doesn't play defense. So we're going to have a game to where the defense just shows out, and they're going to notice, hey, this defense is not the Lincoln Riley's defense. This is, I mean, the Alex Grinch defense. This is the Brent Venables and Zach Alley's defense. So I think Zach's going to roll out a few things. Having a young coach, man, that knows the head coach's mindset of how he wants to call things, it's going to be a real good eye opener, man. I think Zach Alley's going to make us proud this week. We've had starters out and still haven't allowed. I know, but see that from told me and everything, man. I think people don't. They only see what they want to see. They only see that certain stats outweigh the game footage. Uh, for instance, Oklahoma's giving up so many yards. Yes, they're giving up so many yards, but how many of those yards are touchdowns? I If I'm a coach and let's say that I'm in last place in the conference or whatever, and we're giving up the most yards, but we're giving up the least amount of points, I'll take that because the object of the game is to score touchdowns, not kick field goals. So if I'm giving you field goals and we're scoring touchdowns, I'll take that 4 point gap every single damn time that we get on the field. So a lot of people, man, they're just overlooking Oklahoma. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't see. I mean, this is the first time I've never seen this many people not give Oklahoma any credit. They're thinking that Oklahoma's gonna get blowed out. A lot of them do. So, Greg, just tell him, man, that his work ethic is what's gonna get him there. And if you have to, man, sometimes, man, you have to bench people, bench guys, to let them know, hey, you have all the talent in the world, but sometimes, man, we have to punish kids and everything in order for us to make them realize the potential that they have. Set them to the side, let them miss a few plays, a few drives, and then if he asks you, Coach, why am I not in? Because those guys out there are busting their ass to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. You have all the talent in the world, and you're not doing half that. So sometimes you have to let him know that he's not pulling his weight, and you got to bench him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oklahoma plays bigger in games. Kimberly, this is what I think. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people think that this game is going to be over like that. Oklahoma's been in dog fights. Tennessee has not. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. You up 30? Why in the hell you kicking an onside kick? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. You're up 30. How that lets me know you've never been there before. So you start doing shit that you normally don't do. I would be furious if I was a coach and I'm down 30 and you kicking an onside down field kick to get the ball back. That lets me know you're trying to run the score up. So I would be very, very upset. What's going on, Hank? I can't wait to hear everybody talk about how Tennessee lost the game rather than to admit, oh, you beat that. Well, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. That's it is what it is. That's definitely going to happen. Let me see. Jason want to jump in to help. Uh, but they won't give Oklahoma credit. I mean, they're going to sit here and say, you know, well, so and so was hurt, or they didn't do this, or they didn't do this. Whatever. Uh, you want to jump on? So it is what it is. I'm not really upset. I'm not mad. All I'm saying is when that happens, honestly, Coach Rick, as a first year coach, your coaching style and tips have helped me in my young coaching. Well, I appreciate that, Stephen, man. Dude, man, I don't know what it is, man. God has really, really blessed me to jail with young adults in a way that it even shocks me because when I started coaching, I took what I learned in high school and college and in the military and I applied it to that job. But sometimes, man, you have to just go off faith, man, and just say, this is what I'm going to do. Uh, okay. Jason going to jump on here in a few minutes. Hold on right quick. Uh, Let me get back to what I was saying. A lot of I coached a few girls that were already good, but we took them and took them to be elite. These girls went 2 years without losing a ball game. So to say that you walked into everybody's damn gym and you spanked that ass and everything, that means a lot. But you have to show these kids, man, that you care and that we did everything together. And it was a real big deal around here to where a eighth grade girls basketball team was playing on live TV. That's how big it was. OU is very scrappy, and the defense will be extra nasty. Oh, I already know that, Kimberly. They're going. I wouldn't doubt it if are a few extra 15-yard penalties. Because what have we always noticed about Alabama when they play teams? They try to manhandle them. They try to get physical. They try to get nasty, and that's what you want. You want someone to be that way, and I'm okay with that. I just don't want us to get too complacent and lose focus of what we're trying to do. This team or this fan base talks so much crap about what they're going to do to us in our own home. I just think, man, you need to come out here, man, and just stomp somebody's ass and everything, man. To be honest, so. But Stephen G, man, I appreciate that, man. Anything you need, man, email me, or just get me on YouTube, or just catch me on X or Instagram. Send me any kind of message, man, and I'll definitely get back to you. I definitely want to make sure, man, that anything you need, I got you. Tony said it's going to be a smoking night in the place. Yeah, um, yeah. I want to be real nasty. I really do. I want to be nasty as hell because when you feel disrespected, that's when they play their best. Is when they feel disrespected. And I think a lot of these guys and everything are going to, they're gonna get their feelings hurt. And I'm okay with it. And if they wanna sit here and say, hey, Oklahoma playing dirty, I think, man, you have to come in here and make it a clean, physical, nasty fight. And if Oklahoma does that, man, look, it's gonna be a good game, and I'm gonna be happy just to see it. So it is what it is. I just sent Jason a message, see if he's gonna jump on here. Uh, yes, Kimberly, agree. Play clean, but be nasty. Oh hell yeah. You know, defense needs to be in bone crusher mode, even if it does take a couple. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm all about fair play. I'm all about being honest. I'm all about everything. But if how many times have you seen a penalty fire a defense up or a penalty fire an offense up? I think that Josh is going to try to come out here and prove a point. But every if you look at Tennessee last year, they were not as good as they were this year. And some of that is cost of Nico. But when has Tennessee ever been good away from Nolan Stadium? No, Neyland Stadium. When have they ever been good? I honestly feel we got healthy right when we needed. Yes, we did. I think that having Andrea back and Nick back is going to really open up Deion Burks. It really is. It's going to open him up. But I think the X factor is going to be Bauer Sharp. That you can't put a small guy on Bauer Sharp because he's too physical. He can just take a 5-yard curl and get 6-7 yards, and we can just dink and dunk down the field. So yes, and this is the first time that Oklahoma will have SEC officials. This is gonna be the first time they've had SEC officials. So they're gonna let them play and be physical, and they're gonna let them, I don't know, there might not be that many of the pass interference and clown plays, a lot of that kind of stuff and everything. So we'll see. Show everyone why OU has one losing season. Yeah, I know. Let me try to get through with these emails, letters before Jason comes on, so we can jump back on here because I definitely want to get on more of this game for the Tennessee Volunteers. The Vols haven't been punched in the gut yet. We know OU has to get back from the road game and possibly getting a fruit punch that might not. Well, if we do what we're supposed to do and play complacent football, you know, just do your job. Don't try to do anything extra. Don't try to do anything out of ordinary. Just do your job. This game is going to be over. So, because we know that Brent's going to call a good game and Zach is going to call a good game, we just got to be in the right spot. All right. So, let me get through with these. I got four more. So, let me get through them real quick before Jason jumps in. From James Dickerson, Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, coach, I called you while you were on Hall of Fame podcast Tuesday night, and I believe you guys are great at what you do, but I feel like Tennessee will expose OU and it will be a blowout. Just my opinion. Well, James, thank you for the email first. I want to say that and everything, but like my coach always told me, like assholes, everybody got one. And that's not a disrespect towards you. It's just that you guys ain't been here before. You guys have not been here before. Ends are you? Yeah, you guys haven't been here before. So of course the fan base is going to be rowdy and thinking they're going to do this, do that. We thought the same thing when we had Lincoln. That's where the comparison is. Josh Heupel is another replica of Lincoln Riley. And what happened when a good offense plays a good defense? That defense punches them in the mouth. Now the offense has to try to find a different way to move the ball down the field or score. So, I mean, I understand, man. You're from Tennessee, so I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad, but I love the email. I just think that you're wrong. But if anything by frick of God, something happens, I got your email. I'll respond. I just don't see that happening. I think that game is going to be tough for Nico because he hasn't seen a defense like you're going to see Saturday. And North Carolina ain't. I mean, North Carolina State is nowhere near Oklahoma caliber. Like I was trying to tell Jason Tuesday, NC State was down in the fourth quarter to an FCS school, Western Carolina, right here in California, Carolina, and they are Fs, and they had to score 21 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win that ball game. So I get it. You played who you're supposed to play, but I think that you're wrong, my man. I think you're definitely wrong. Next one is from Peggy Atwood Pool. Hey, coach. I'm a new fan of the show. Hey, man, I love this, man. I love being these new fans of the show. It's uplifting and genuine, and what you guys say at times show that you love your team. My question is, what sports do you and have you coached? Ah, man, from when my daughters were kicking, I coached their softball team. I coached their traveling softball team. I coached their basketball teams. I coached their baseball teams, fast pitch, softball, slow pitch, basketball. Coached high school, middle school, football and basketball, girls basketball. Uh, I've done it all pretty much. I've done it all pretty much at a young age of 51. So I try to make sure, man, that I do what I can because my father always told me, make sure your name means something. And everyone knows my name here. So I got that down packed. I just like to always be a person, man, that uplifts the community. Anybody that needs my help, anybody that needs anything from me, I try to always make sure that I'm available and that I'm there. I can't always be there, but at the same point in time, we just try to do what we can. So thank you for the email. But I've coached everything except I have not coached at the college level yet. I've been offered a few things and a while back to be an assistant to get my foot in the door. But when I coached middle school or high school, I had pains in my chest and everything. So we thought it was a scare And I'm not gonna do that to my family. I'm not gonna let football or anything take me out from my family and everything. So I try to just stay a little low now and do one thing instead of trying to be here, there, and there. So I just do one thing now, and that's football, high school football. That's what I do. But thank you for that email. Last one. Thank goodness, is from Jack Thornson, Huntersville, North Carolina. Uh, Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Man, you guys are awesome, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, man. Jason told me that he has loyal fans, and once you guys subscribe, man, I'm being honest, man. When I say this, I know a lot of folks say it, but you guys mean more to me, man, than anything, man. Because even if I just get 5 or 6 or 7 people that watch, that makes my day. Because I'm not trying to become a TikTok or a social media sensation. I just want to get on here, man, and voice my opinion at times. I want to get on here, share life stories about football, help anybody that I can. That's the main reason why I did a podcast, was to help guys like Stephen G, who are young coaches coming up, deal with some of this, man, because it's going to get crazy here. Uh, there's a lot of politics in coaching. There's a lot of money involved in that. So I just want that you guys, man, to know I really, really, really appreciate this. That's what sports and this life is really about, the opportunities we get to sacrifice ourselves. Exactly. Kimberly K, you right on it. I couldn't say it better than myself. So but thank you guys, man, for jumping in, man, and watching me, man. I really, really appreciate it, because I didn't think that I was gonna be this good at it until I started doing it, and now I'm getting better and better every day. So we'll just keep it rolling. But this is the last email that I got from Jack Thornton, Huntersville, North Carolina. Hey, Coach, Jack here. You coached my daughter Jackie in 2018 at Indian Hills Middle School. We were listening to the Hall of Fame podcast Tuesday night. Dang. And I overheard you talk about leadership and holding your players accountable. Well, Jackie never got to go to school for basketball. She never got a basketball scholarship, but she did walk on at a nearby community college, and she's doing very well. I just wanted to say thank you for all the lessons and tough love you showed her and the other girls. As a parent, I can definitely vouch for your love for your players. Hey, man, I really appreciate that, Jack, man. Um, I think I remember your daughter. Uh, Send me another email, and we can talk about that, man. Because I like to always try to keep in contact with former players, man, to see how they do and what they're doing. But those are the kind of letters, man, that I love to get, is from the parents. What's going on, Bishop? I love getting those type of emails from parents, man, because as anybody that does anything out there in life, you want to be noticed. You want something to come back. I always believe whatever you put out there will always come back to you. That is what a coach dream for. Yeah. I'm not trying to be an NBA player or NBA coach or a college coach. I affect change better at the high school and middle school level, because I get them before all the craziness starts. Um, I want to create the work ethic to where it's not crazy, but at the same point in time and everything, you show them love, you show them humility and everything, and you show them that with hard work and discipline, you can go very far. A lot of coaches want to go out there and poach players from this place and this place and this place and build them an adventures team, and they're not really coaching. So I've took a group of, I'll never say bad news bears, but I took a group of players that nobody wanted, and we didn't win it all, but we made a significant difference. You go from winning 2 games one season to going to the quarterfinals and the playoffs. So you go from 2 wins to 8 wins. To me as a coach, that is improvement. So now when you go to the next level, you know the fundamentals, you know what it takes. You know that if you put everything in it, you're going to get everything out of it. So that's why I'm a big believer, man, in personal relationships and everything with these kids, man, because they need that sometimes. And sometimes, man, we don't have enough coaches that see it that way. So thank you guys, man, for all the emails. Keep them coming, man. I'll try to make it an every Thursday thing, man, to where I can get on here and just read the emails and letters that I get in. There are some that I get in, man, that I don't read because I don't do politics. I don't do relationships and things like that because I try to keep that away from this because that gets kind of that's a gray area that I don't want to step into is politics, sexual preference, uh, religion, and relationships. I don't try to get involved in that and everything. So other than that, let's jump into this ball game. Now, all day, my social media has been blowing up. I'm hearing all this stuff from all these Tennessee fans about what they're going to do to Oklahoma. Oklahoma hasn't played anybody, but guess what, Tennessee, you ain't played no damn body either. I've been coy all damn week about not saying things because I was like, you know what, let the game happen, let the game happen, and then talk your stuff after the ball game. No, I don't want to do that, man. It's because at some point in time, man, this game is going to become what we all think it is. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy, and I think a lot of us want it to get crazy. A lot of OU fans, because when you feel disrespected, you come in there and you play better. You're more attention to detail. You do your assignment better. So I think that's going to be a key factor into this and everything. Is that Oklahoma comes out, punch him in the mouth, and then let's go to work. But I think the offense is going to show up better than everybody's thinking. Everybody thinks that the offense is going to be stagnant, that they can't score with Tennessee. If Tennessee does score, I'll make a bold statement right now. If y'all guys can, if y'all can, put put who you put your score in the game. Put your score, what you think the game is going to be in there, and whoever gets close, I'm gonna try to get with you and everything, man, and send you a surprise and everything. I want to see what you think the score is going to be, so we can try to keep this and everything. And then whoever wins, I got something for you. It's something real nice. I'm learning how this merch stuff goes. I'm learning how all this stuff goes. I'm not there yet, but I'm a person and everything, man, that I love to have a communication and relationship with the fans and the listeners and subscribers and everything. So anybody, man, that keep those scores coming in. Stephen G, you said 38-24 Oklahoma. Man, look, I said on Jason's show, I said 31-24. 31-24 is what I said Tuesday. And if and let's keep it real. If Oklahoma gets out there and scores like they did against Tulane. Now, no one want to give the credit. No one wants to give credit. But Tulane was a very good defensive team. Senior leadership, they did what they supposed to do. They were overmatched, and they thought that they had the blitz in order to keep Oklahoma off guard. All right, Stephen G, that's my score. My score is 31-24. All right, Kimberly K, Frank, Bishop Frank, uh, Tobin, Hank, put those scores in. Let me see what you guys think the score is going to be, so I can try to keep these scores and everything, man, and do it that way. But I was watching a lot of social media today, man, on TV, and everyone, everyone's picking Tennessee, and this is what I want. I want everybody to be picking Tennessee because that takes all the pressure off Oklahoma. Taking all the pressure off Oklahoma is very key because I think a lot of guys and everything in that locker room are tired of hearing that, oh, you don't play no defense. And Stephen G, I think you're right. I think there is, even though we joined the SEC, I thought that we would be a little bit more accepted. But they have Texas up here and OU down here. And I'm like, what has Texas done besides beat a mediocre Michigan team that everybody thought? I'm not gonna lie, I thought they was gonna go in there and run for all these yards on Texas. But it shows that a lot of these games that we're looking at and that we're judging, we don't know shit. I'm still coach's thing. We don't know shit because who would have thought Georgia would struggle last week with Kentucky? Who thought that Missouri, who should have got their ass mollywopped last week by South Carolina, South Carolina lost that game because their quarterback got hurt. Hank, I can't decide on the score. I just have OU by 10. All right. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Um, Bishop Frank, what you got, bud? I know, man, that you always keep it real. So I'm pretty sure and everything, man. If you, I know that you're gonna give us a score, man, here in a few seconds, man. But I'm trying to just wait till Jason get in here, man, before I really get into some of the topics that I want to get into, because this new thing that Greg Sankey has, to where we have to give out a report of who's hurt, who's probable, who's questionable, and things like that. I think that's a great idea by them doing that. But a smart coach is going to put down probably probable on all his players or questionable. So I don't know if there's a fine or anything, or if you put down they're not going to they're out, then they play. Can they play? I don't know how that goes. So you guys, help me out, because I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to be like because I think in the NFL, if you have in the NFL, the way it works, if you have a guy that's scheduled out before Friday, he can't play even if he does get better. So, have you seen tonight's injury report? No, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. I have read the bylaws. All right, Stephen G, put me on game, bud. Put me on game. What is the bylaws? Because I think the bylaws the same as the NFL. If Greg Sankey is trying to be like the NFL and have everybody to acknowledge who's going to play, who's not going to play, then it should be the same as the NFL. Is that if you have somebody who says is out after Friday, I think Friday is the deadline, then he can't play Saturday. So we'll figure that out here in a few minutes. So going into this game, I think the X factor in this game, man, is going to be, can we still be conservative and keep guys off the field on third downs? I think OU's been very good on third downs. I think if R. Mason Thomas and everything, man, is left alone and they're going to guard him one on one, he's going to eat. He's going to eat all day, because a lot of teams have been playing 12 personnel to chip the ends, to make sure they have an extra amount of time and everything for they can get the ball off. As you notice in the ball game, when it was at the last few plays, Tulane couldn't go to a 12 personnel. They wanted to go to a 4 or 5 receiver, and they wanted to spread the ball all over the field to try to get down the field and score. That's when R. Mason Thomas went crazy. He wasn't getting double teamed no more. Let's see, Hank, what you got? I really hope OU wins comfortably, but not enough to change the name. Well, even if they win barely, Hank, it's gonna send a message to everybody that Oklahoma is for real. And even though we haven't done anything, I really had this game picked in the beginning of the season. I felt like Ole Miss or Alabama would be the two teams that I might be worried about when we come time to playing them. And those were the only two teams. I'm not going to change it now. I think right now everybody's a little bit nervous, because before a ball game, man, everybody's hyping it up. Everybody's hyping it up to be something that it's not. And I think that we start to look at the scores. We're looking at scores from Chattanooga. We're scoring little scores from Kent State. Looking at scores from NC State. If you look at that, Tulane could have beat all three of them. Tulane could have beat NC State, Kent State. They will have mollywop Kent State and mollywop Chattanooga the same way that Tennessee did. And they are a lesser team than Tennessee. So I think that we get lost in this running the score up kind of thing. So, we'll see. But no, it's going to change the narrative a little bit, but it's not going to change it a lot. If a player is listed out but plays, the school will get a massive fine, and fines increase with each time they do this. Okay, well that's good. I mean, I don't think. Well, some teams don't mind paying the fines. Some teams don't mind. They'll do it and say, "Oh well, it was a lesson learned," or whatever, whatever. Let him know I said you and email. Uh, so Well, that's good to know. Thank you for doing that, Stevie G, man. So now I know. If a player is listed out but plays, the school will get a massive fine and fines increase with each time they do this. Gotcha. Then on game day, there are only three options: out, playing, or game time decision. The questionable, probable, or doubtful are only for weeks Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday. So, okay. Thanks, Stephen G, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much because I didn't know. I think some of the bylaws and everything, man, are bogus to me. It's something new, but I think coming to the SEC, man, this is what the OU fans wanted. And see, this is why no OU fan is panicking. This is what we wanted. We wanted to come into the SEC, and we wanted the tough games. We didn't want Iowa States no more. We didn't want the Kansas no more. We didn't want even the Okie State. I would have loved to still play Oklahoma State, but they have their reasons to why they don't want to play Oklahoma no more. That's internal. Has nothing to do with the university. That's coach. So let's see. Stephen G. Today was the same as yesterday, by the way. Well, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with Gentry. I mean, I know his shoulder is pretty, still hurting and messed up. Sooners built pounds now. It's insane. Well, Bishop, I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping that this is going to be uh, a great game. I really am. So we'll see. We'll see. What's going
What's up, Coach?
on? Not much, man. Sitting up here with the guys, man, and just chopping it up, man. Talking about this. I read some fans' emails, and now I'm talking about this game that everybody's going crazy over.
Yeah,
And talking about Stephen G just put me on about the bylaws about this the injury report. Have you
yeah.
heard about it?
I hadn't known about it until just the last couple of days, but yeah, man, it's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, the bylaws that if from what Stephen G said is if you have somebody down and you said that they're out, but they play, the school gets a massive fine, and they get another massive fine if they keep doing it.
Nice.
So I didn't even know that. I thought if since Greg Sankey was trying to do it like the NFL, I thought it'd be like the NFL. The NFL is after Friday, if you have to be either in or out. And if you're out, you can't play even if he gets better Saturday or Sunday. He can't play.
Huh.
So I didn't know. So
Nice. I like it.
so so yeah, man. So but I think having Nick back and having
Dude,
Andrew back is going to really open up, you know, Burks. Deion Burks gonna have a big game because now he can't get double teamed now. So
no, that's what I was saying on the show yesterday morning. Yeah, I don't have my hat on.
you
Everybody's
look.
like,
Hey, so when I saw you, I said, "What is going
yeah.
on?"
Hey man, I was at the job, man. I just got out of there.
Yeah, hey
I could
man,
put
hey,
the hat
trust me.
on though. But
Oh
this
no,
is
man, you good.
just so everybody understands, I'm not bald.
Hey man, look, I'm bald because I'm stressed.
Right?
I'm that's that that's
Yeah.
that that's that coaching stress, man, to where you deal with parents and ADs and boosters and everybody, man. You just everywhere, and I just trust me. And having kids, you get your bald head. So
Right? Yeah. Well, I got a hairline. It's starting to head back that way a little south, but it ain't that bad. So, it is what it is. No, listen, I was saying that on the show yesterday. As far as Nick goes, I think it opens up the offense in a lot of ways. And with Andrell as well. And it looks like that they're playing. They're probable is what I saw on there this morning, right?
yeah,
So I think that's big. I think that's a big deal. So we're looking at a situation where to me, it feels like, you're probably gonna have um where you can't double team anybody now because if you do, the other guy gone. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I like that. It's going to open it up a lot. I think it should give Jackson quite a bit more confidence in what he's doing. Um, yeah, man, all this stuff that you're hearing out of the Tennessee side of it, man, and I'm still getting it just freaking inundated, coach.
Hey,
Inundated.
I was getting ready to read you something, man, that someone sent me. and I
Mhm.
wanted to get your response on it. I just read these to the guys before you came in,
Okay.
and
I'll pull up the field too.
this is from a James Dickerson in Memphis, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Hey,
I've
coach, I
heard
caught
some
you."
things.
He said, "Hey, coach, I caught you while you were on the Hall of Fame podcast Tuesday night, and I believe you guys are great at what you do, but I feel like Tennessee will expose OU, and it will be a blowout. Just my opinion." And like I said, told him, just like assholes, everybody got one. Uh, you know, not to
Right.
be a bad thing to say that,
The
but
actual
I just don't feel. I don't understand, man. What has Tennessee done to be a juggernaut to where Oklahoma fears them?
nothing.
I mean, I'm being
Nothing. I
honest.
mean, listen, I think Josh has done a good job because that wasn't a good job.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't a good job to take. It's been an awful job for everybody who's taken it since Phil Fulmer left. I mean, it's just been one disaster after another. You might as well just been pouring gasoline on top of freaking bonfires and just watching it blow. So to me, yeah, and I also think that yes, what Bishop Frank said, the run game blocking, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
got to bring guys out of the box too, because right now they can send them all they want to, and load up on the box because you haven't done anything deep. We hadn't hit a single thing deep hardly all year except for that very first play. You had a couple of plays in 3 weeks. You had the very first one again, with Andrew or not, I mean Farouk that got him hurt. And
Yeah.
they haven't hit a lot of deep passes or even tried to. So they don't have to respect that. They can bring guys up into the box and that hurts your run game, right?
Yes. Yes.
Look, you hit a couple of those, you're going to have to back them out of there. You're going to
Yeah.
have to back them out of there, no matter what they're talking about. They can talk all they want to. The truth of it is that you're going to have to find a way to shut everything down this time. I think that I really believe that they've been saving a lot of this stuff for this game. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty clear that Nick could have played in either of the last 2 weeks. They've been talking about it for 2 weeks for sure that they were going to play him or that they might play him. And I don't think that they wanted to because they wanted to save whatever they were trying to save for this game, not just on the defensive side, but on the offensive side too. So to me, it changes a lot of things. And all this talk about, yeah, bet big, boys, bet big, Tennessee. Go for it. That's what you should do.
I was
Because I'm telling you now, Oklahoma's going to win. Oklahoma's going to win this football game, and there's going to be a lot of people crying on their way back to Tennessee.
we was before you came in, we was talking with Stephen G was saying something, and I was telling him that when that Tulane game happened, and when Tulane the last 2 or 3 minutes of the ball game when they were trying to get back in and score, they finally came out of the 12 personnel, and
Yeah.
they had 4 or 5 receivers. That's when R. Mason Thomas went crazy because
Yep.
he wasn't getting double teamed no more. So are they going to be? I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Ethan Downs, and I think this is when Deshaun
PJ.
Terry is going to make it because this is his former team, right?
DeJoun Terry. Yeah, DJ.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
he's going to make
Yeah.
a
He
statement
played there.
this game. So I think
Yeah, and they're
all these
talking about how
guys,
deep they are there, and that they're playing all these snaps. They're not playing a bunch of snaps unless they. I mean, they're keeping it. They're keeping it how they should. Well, all I know is that they're not. You're going to stop the run if you stop the run defensively, which they will do first. That's the first thing you have to do because that's what they're going to do. But
yeah,
I think that you get the run game going on Oklahoma's side of it. You're going to get the run game going by hitting some deep passes early. I think you get out there and you start off hot. I think it's a big thing. I think it puts you in a position to go out and be really good and
yeah,
puts them in a bad position because now, yeah, they're speeding up and they're going to try to keep you in base, and I had Jake Crane from Crane Company on yesterday, and saying a lot of the things that you hear from these tempo teams.
yeah,
Tempo, it's not just because it makes the defense tired or blah blah blah. That's a positive, and I understand what he's saying. I get what
yeah,
he's saying, but that's not all of it though either. He's just saying that it also, yeah, it does that, but it also, we know we know that how bad tempo can hurt you when you get behind,
yeah,
right? It can hurt your defense too, and their defense in the secondary, It hasn't been tested. And what
No,
Stephen G was talking about out there, yeah, he's not wrong. Hurd, here's the other thing about Hurd. He never played at LSU, guys. He never got to play.
mm,
And he's supposed to be their guy, and he's their left tackle. But a high ankle sprain, good luck with that. Even if he
man,
does
look,
play, even if he does play.
high ankle sprain means you're not going to be able to move lateral. You are not. You are a one trick pony.
And
You're
there's a
either going
lot of
forward
speed out there on
or
that
you're
right.
going back.
They're on the
That's
left side.
that's it. So
Yeah.
before you came in, we were talking about that. And here's the thing, man, is that when you look back over the past few years, Tennessee has not done well on the road. They
No,
have not done well on the road.
they keep talking about LSU, but they don't talk about getting their asses kicked the same year at freaking South Carolina.
And then Florida even beat them last year on the road. And that was a dumpster fire from last year. So all I can say, man, is that I'm collecting all these damn receipts.
Yeah.
Every email, I got a screenshot. Trust me, I'm gonna get on here after the ball game, probably Sunday morning, probably, and I'm gonna have a whole
Well, you gotta
podcast
go.
just
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Hell
a whole
yeah.
podcast just saying their name and place and everything, and just smile.
Yo.
Just but hey, man, it is what it is, man. But I just think people don't. What is it about Oklahoma by
That
not
everybody's
giving them
hating.
their recognition? Yeah, not giving them their recognition.
I don't get it myself, man. I really don't. I'm struggling to understand where this is all coming from, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really am. I don't know where it's all coming from that they don't want to give no love. I guess it's hopium. That's the only way I can figure it is it's just hope. You know what I mean? They're really, really hoping that by saying it enough times, it'll be true that Oklahoma sucks. And we all know that it's never been the case. So it is what it is, man. Let them talk. Let them talk. It's just going to make it a lot more fun to pull these receipts. And we're going to be pulling them all out this year, I believe. You know what I mean? I think we're going to be pulling a lot of receipts by the end of this year.
Someone said, what is it? Let me see if I can go back and try to find it. What is it? What's going to be the scenario once Oklahoma wins this game? And like I told them, I said, it's going to be a little bit of recognition, but it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be the same. I'm trying to find it right quick. Let me see here. Oh well, we'll come back to it later. So we'll figure it out. Like I said, I think that this game's gonna be. I'm not gonna say over by halftime, but if Oklahoma is leading at halftime, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
no doubt.
I hear so much about the defense, but I think the offense is finally gonna show up. It's finally gonna show up because when you win games, Jason, and as people want to call it, you play ugly and you win games. Just imagine when you start playing clean and you have a good game. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly quick.
Yeah.
And
well, and here's the thing: how often do they do well in dogfights? You know what I mean?
They ain't been in one yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie, man. This game is the first game of the SEC that if this is what the SEC is about and fans going crazy, okay,
that's cool. Yeah, because you know what, Oklahoma fans can get just as wild. We already know this. You know what I mean? It's like this isn't really new. This ain't a new thing. Oklahoma fans wild out too. But that's the thing is you're giving OU fans that are wild anyway license to be that way.
Yeah.
And damn.
But they said that's the SEC way.
That's the SEC way.
They said that's the SEC
what I
way.
hear.
So
let them talk that shit then. I'm good. And there was some guy today was like, and it was on, I don't know, I think it was on that short video, which by the way has gotten 65,000 views on TikTok. 65,000.
Wow.
So, right? It's like, dude, it's just wild to me. Yeah.
Dude, it's what you said.
If only I could monetize that shit.
Yeah. Well,
that'd be great. but I'm
We're gonna
not.
find out,
So
man.
I don't really
Like I
matter.
said,
But yeah, it's 60. Actually, sorry, 69,000 views
damn.
in 2 days. Yeah, and everybody out here ain't nobody worried about OU struggling against Houston at home. And then that was one from a while back, but
Uh-huh.
some people aren't acting stupid. We will go into Norman and have a field day. I say because Oklahoma's biggest problem is their O line, and OU and Tennessee has one of the best D lines in the country. It's just it's almost like people just believe everything they hear, and that's where all the that's is actually a good thing. You believe all that shit all you want to, but that's what we heard all before the Red River game last year too. How their defensive line was going to dominate our offensive line because our offensive line we hadn't been running the ball very good. Blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah, and
Yeah.
then our defensive line wasn't going to be able to handle their vaunted offensive line. Same shit we're hearing this week. I feel like it's going to turn into the same thing. But this dude
Yeah.
from YouTube today was saying, what was that dumbass saying? It was wild. Just funny stuff.
It's everybody, man. It's
Mhm.
everybody. It's every media outlet. I have not seen one media outlet
Nobody's
say
picked. Not
Oklahoma.
one has picked OU, and this is the beauty of it because when they get done, when this is all over with, hey, here's the one thing you always know if you're a sports bettor: when all the money's on the favorite, you got to go with the dog.
You got to, dude. That's when you're gonna make a
You got to go.
lot of money.
Hell yeah.
You're gonna make a killing, and that's what I mean, look, man. I'm sitting here telling everybody the truth, man. Is that once this
45-10
game is
says Vols are just too good on both sides of the ball. Vols 45-10 if we pull our starters at the half like we've been doing. Yeah. Yeah,
wow,
you're gonna pull your starters at the half, clown.
that's
Fucking
crazy.
crazy.
Wow.
Oh man. How come it's like, yeah, and they're talking about the spread like it's 50. It's 6.5, 7 at Vegas. And people, do you not realize that the spread is actually set not just by who they think is going to win? It's what's getting them the most action.
Yeah.
Vegas spreads are not about who they think is going to win. The opening line will give you some indication as to who they think is going to win. The betting action dictates the spread. Period. Plain and simple.
Yep.
Because guess what? Vegas does not want to lose money. They don't want somebody betting all this money on one side and then they're nobody's betting the other side, so they got to pay all the winners.
Yeah.
That's how they are.
Yeah, here it is right here that Hank said.
Jordan Thomas, huh? Yeah.
I really hope OU wins comfortably, but not enough to change the national narrative. It's going to change it regardless, but not like we think it's going to change it. It's going to be a reason. Well,
said he thought it was probably nobody's going to say anything until they beat Texas again. Hey, you got to remember they didn't give a shit that they beat Texas last year.
True.
They don't.
That's true.
I think this one may mean more because of the fact that when you beat Texas, it's like, well, it's a rival. Yeah, and they always beat Texas, right?
Well, you can throw that record book out the window when those two plays. It don't care if they're ranked. I mean, there's been time the OU's have 2 losses and play Texas and beat the crap out of them, and there are times that OU's favored and Texas win. So I mean, you throw that record out the book,
right? But if you beat this team that everybody's expecting to slap them around, go in there, and they're like, "There's no way Oklahoma is going to be able to keep up." And listen, I'm telling you, I'm not positive that some of this hasn't been Venables and them just playing possum.
Jason, I think so, man. Now answer this question: when he was at Clemson, will we be talking like this?
No, because he wasn't the head coach.
No, but I'm saying his defense. His defense, we never questioned. His defense, we never questioned.
I saw somebody. We've been talking about this a lot. That these offensive coaches, they're sexy. They're the sexy hire. They're the guys everybody wants to get. The truth is they don't win a damn thing.
No.
They don't win championships. And Dabo hadn't won shit without Brent Venables.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
just saying. But
And
I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you this, though. This idea is, I saw somebody from Texas telling JP from the JP and Trav show on Twitter today that, and he's a Texas guy, saying, I just don't think, I mean, he's not good as a defensive coach. I just don't believe it. I don't believe in defensive coaches. They just don't get it like the offensive coaches. What world do you live in? What world do you live in? He said, other than Kirby Smart. What was Nick Saban?
Nick Saban.
Yeah, what was Nick Saban? He was a defensive coordinator before he became all these guys. Think about it. Any of these guys that have won a national championship, who you got left other than what was Mac Brown? Mac was a defensive guy, wasn't he?
He's a defensive guy. He's a defensive guy.
Okay. There's another. Trying to think of anybody else. Who else is that's active? One more active coach.
Even when Georgia, even when Auburn won with Cam Newton.
Yeah, Zook or not Zook.
Gene.
Gene Chizik. Yes,
Gene
he's a
Chizik.
defensive
He was
guy.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We was talking about that today. Man. We was going back and talking
Chip
about
Kelly was supposed to beat that ass.
Man, and this is what before you came in, we were talking about
Cam. That was Cam, but it was,
I was telling a Tennessee fan earlier today at work, and I'm like, dude, we've had the Lambeau. We've had the sexy for 5 years with Lincoln. We've had the best offense. And what did it get us?
Coach Ricks, we've had the best offense since 1999.
And we got one championship. So it tells you defense wins championship. And I think you're right, because I think my brother-in-law, he was like, man, look, he said, I can tell when Brent is ready.
Mm-hmm.
He gets real quiet. Like he doesn't really want to talk. He's just real quiet. And it's getting to that point right now, man. But like I told someone before, I think Zach Alley is going to call a game that's going to make everybody know who he is. It won't be Brent no more. It's going to be Zach Allen.
Anyways, and that's the beauty of it, is that Zach is doing the things that Brent wants to do. So I mean, we can sit here and say that it's because of BV and all that kind of stuff, but that helps probably Zach as far as, because they're going to still blame it on Brent if it doesn't go well. That's okay. It always gets blamed on the head coach. That's what happens. But the truth is that he knows what he needs to go. They're calling him his clone because he knows what he's thinking as he's thinking it, right? That's just reality. So to me, I believe that they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. And this idea that if you look, they're like, oh, well, Oklahoma's number 27 against in total defense or whatever it is. But it's given up like 11 points.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we talking about? None of that shit matters today.
No.
What you want to look at is actual number, and even that doesn't matter a ton. But the number that matters, 2.2 yards per carry. Yes. That's what matters. That's what they're giving up. And if they stay under 4, they stay under 4 yards a carry, they're screwed.
Dude.
If they stay under 5 yards a carry, they're probably screwed.
Yeah. Well, they go. I think Stephen G said they haven't been gut punched yet. Been gut punched yet. And
they don't do well with that. That's why, if you, like you said, if OU goes into the half with a lead, they're going to fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what they call it. We call it the oh shit moment.
Yep. Now what the hell are we going to do? Yeah. And
throw away that playbook.
Well, if they don't establish the run early on, they're going to put Nico in a blender.
I'm trying to figure out what's his name. There was a podcaster down here, and he sent me a link. I'll try to find it for you later. He was like, this is the third time Oklahoma has ever been an underdog in their own place.
Yeah, and they won the last 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. And I'm like, you got somebody that's outside of OU because he told me, he was like, man, look, he said, I study numbers, and he was like,
Have you
well,
watched this film guy yet? Have you seen this dude, the film guy?
uh-uh.
I've never seen him before. I watched this show yesterday. Chicken was saying something about it, and I guess just from talking about it, it popped up on my feed on YouTube.
I sent
So
you
they
something
do is
today
just, they study a bunch of film.
from
But
a
he was
guy.
talking about that what you have to do against Tennessee is the same thing that Georgia does, and it's you have to stop the run with a light box, which
Yeah.
that's what Brent Venables has done for a long time. It's not
Yeah.
something that just Georgia's done, and he was talking about that too. You got to stop it with a light box, and they're one of those guys that was saying that about Tennessee. I was trying to find his comments, but that's what he was saying. He goes, and he was saying something about something along the lines of if they have 5 guys in the box that they're going to get beat deep. That we don't have enough speed. We don't have enough speed on the edges. We don't have enough speed in the secondary. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who's not fast that we have out there? The linebackers are faster than most people's freaking secondary guys. You got a white guy at safety. A white guy. What are we talking about?
It's just, I think it's just the fans building it up to be something that it's not, and the media's jumped on board with it.
Yeah.
To say, but here's the thing.
The media started, now the fans believe it, and now
it's
a joke.
What if this is another 2008?
What about 2008?
Texas Tech.
Yeah. Oh, the jump around game. That was back in like 04. What the jump around game was? It was 2008. Huh? Yeah.
08.
They beat the shit out of them.
DeMarco went crazy.
Even close at halftime. It wasn't even close.
It was what 42. It was 42-7 halftime. Yeah,
it was way over with. Way over with. I was at that game. I was covering that game.
Oh, well, you had a good night, huh?
Well, I was covering it for Tech. So
Texas
yeah,
Tech,
it was great. I was enjoying it on the inside, let me tell you.
You didn't have that much to cover, huh?
I saw a lot of pouty asses after that game, let me tell you.
Man, I'm just hoping, man, that this turns out the way we supposed to, because I know how it's going to turn out. A lot of coaches are like, man, you know what's going to happen, right? I said, yeah. I said, I just got to let everybody talk their shit. You got it.
Here we go. Lincoln Pork. Oh, Lincoln buddy. Pork. Yeah, we're going to see, buddy. They've got some O-line guys coming back this week that and the offensive line's already been pretty good. It's been better than what you're hearing and what you think. But the biggest part that you're about to find out, man, these receivers are going to change things this week. The guys that they got coming back in. On top of that, what are you going to do against this defense? You don't have the offensive line or runners or quarterback to deal with this cat. 45 to 10. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you're going to get your ass whipped, bro.
Okay.
I bet you don't come back. I bet you don't come back and talk that shit later.
I'm not even gonna ban you or nothing. I'm gonna let you come back and just say, hey, coach,
you ain't coming back. These are these dudes that never come back, bro. These are these dudes that never come back.
This is one thing.
They do a bunch of this shit before the game, and they never be back. This is some kid.
I've never done that
shit about football.
All my life being online, I've never went into another team's podcast talking shit. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I've never done it because I feel like I don't even want to be on your podcast. Because that means I support you and I'll show love for your team. I don't do that. And maybe that's the biased side of me or whatever, but I'm just saying I don't need to do that if I don't believe in your program. Or as coach say, I don't give
a shit. Yeah, I'll say it. Yeah, I don't care. These guys are full of shit, man. That's all.
Well, and they're gonna be church. They're gonna be church mouses.
None of them have come in and really said anything real. You know what I mean? OU doesn't have the offensive line of the running game to keep up with Tennessee. You can talk about that, but have you looked at the actual footage of what's going on? Or do you know anything about this offensive line coach? Do you know anything about the running backs that are in the room? No. You just know what you think you've heard, and you can regurgitate something stupid like that. You're not gonna. There's no analysis involved in any of this stuff. It's easy to say stuff like this. It's easy to say stuff like this. But and it's easy whenever you come in with a name like Lincoln Pork. Nobody knows who the hell you are, so you can say whatever the hell you want.
True. I didn't think about that way. It's not like Kimberly K. We know who Kimberly K is and all
folks
this.
with their burner accounts, man, they're full of shit, and they don't have to ever account for anything that they say. Anything that I say on my show, anything that you say on your show, it's there, and everybody knows who the hell I am.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna backtrack.
Homer if you want to. I don't care. I'm not wrong very often when it comes to Oklahoma. I'm not wrong very often when I start predicting games. I'm just not.
Yeah. I think it's
and
kind of funny,
I'm not saying I know everything. I'm telling you I pay attention to shit and don't want to get it wrong, so I don't say a bunch of dumb shit just out of being a homer,
I'm gonna do something.
Lincoln Pork, what a name.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Oh man.
Let's do it like that. We'll do it that way.
Oklahoma 45. It could be that way. It wouldn't be that surprising. It wouldn't be that surprising if it was.
Jason, I mean, I'm being honest. I try to watch guys' body language and their movement. Did you see Brent's press conference? He was real mellow for a big game that's coming up. He was real calm. Most coaches be
he knows what he has. He knows what he has, and he knows what he's going up against. And here's the other thing about it. People want to talk about the speed of their offense and how quick they move, and they're the tempo. That's great. Except that's exactly what Oklahoma's been for a long time.
I know.
This isn't a new thing for the Oklahoma defense. They've seen this before. The last 2 years, and they still are a tempo team. Yeah. Let's not get it twisted and act like they don't already do this shit.
Well, when they turn it on against
12 are like that. A lot of them.
Exactly. When I watched the NC State game, NC State hung with them for a while, but NC State didn't have the depth that Oklahoma has.
Yeah, and
See,
they
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No, Oklahoma can.
And their trenches are not even close. They're not close.
So it's we're comparing apples to oranges here. We're not really talking about it the way it's supposed to be talked about. So, I mean, me and some coaches today, man, we were talking and they was like, man, y'all look good. He said, I just don't see how y'all just get so much disrespect. He was like, first, you haven't been healthy yet and y'all still winning. And defense still look good. He said, you guys don't give up. You haven't. And I think Stephen G said, we have yet to give up a rushing touchdown and we got guys hurt. So I think that quarterback we played last week from Tulane, my opinion, I think he's better than Nico. Just from the leadership role and how he handled the pressure, because he didn't panic that often. He hung in there and took some hit and put the ball where it needed to be. So I'm thinking that guy's a little bit better, well-seasoned than Nico is. That's just my opinion. And like I said, I don't want nobody to come on here talking crazy about what I just said. When you have a senior quarterback, he's going to always be better than a freshman quarterback, unless it's one of those Caleb Williams or who is it? K1. That's it.
Yeah, but even K1 wasn't. He didn't do well as a freshman. He didn't do well as a freshman. He got benched. The dude never lost a damn high school game and got benched.
Yeah. He struggled at Texas A&M. He struggled.
He did. And they were sucky. That's why. But that's the thing is that Kevin Sumlin, hey man, he had already kind of lost control of that boat by then.
Yeah.
That was the year that got him fired.
Yeah.
And in the end, I would just tell you that I believe that you're going to see what you're going to see there. And maybe I'll be surprised if Tennessee wins. I'll tell you that much. I'd be really surprised.
Yeah.
I don't even think that it is wild to me that it's actually no. Why would there be? Look, dude, you're talking about Oklahoma
A
as if they're
growing pain.
Tennessee. I heard somebody today was talking about if we were in the Big 12 for the last 60 years, Oklahoma hasn't been in the Big 12 for 60 years, dipshit. It's and newsflash, the Big 12 was the better conference until 15, 16 years ago. It was
Yeah.
the better conference, top to bottom. There's
Well,
no two ways around it.
this is what it is that you can't try to compare conferences and everything, because how often do we see teams that are familiar with teams?
Yeah.
That game is close. It's not a blowout, but then you play a different team in a different conference that you're not familiarized with, and then that's when you get your lopsided victories and wins. So, Lincoln Park, man, I mean, hey, thank you for subscribing and liking. I appreciate that.
Lincoln Park.
But I still think you're wrong though, and that's just me being real. I mean, you guys are. When was the last time Tennessee was really relevant? Was it T
98,
Martin?
97, 98.
T
Peyton
Martin?
Manning. Peyton Manning, T. Martin. Yeah, T. Martin, they won the Natty and they didn't do nothing after that. They haven't even won a conference championship since then. They lost 15 in a row to Alabama. And they lost a couple to Oklahoma too. But that none of that really matters. None of that really matters. The only thing that matters is that, look, you're coming to Norman this week. It's not in Neyland.
Yeah.
And Brent Venables' defenses does crazy things to new quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They do. And when they stop the run, and they will stop the run, you're not running on OU like you have
Tulane and
Tennessee, Chattanooga. Not Tulane. They didn't even play anybody as good as Tulane.
Well, this is the
They
thing.
played UT Chat, they played Kent State, and they played NC State. Tulane would roll over NC State. They would roll over NC State.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, against those teams, you might run for 300 yards. You're not running for 200 yards against this Oklahoma defense. You're not doing it. And if you don't, he's going to put Nico in the blender.
They rushed for 400 some yards against Kent State. And then they threw for 187, 200, something like that.
They didn't have to do anything with him. Yeah, I get it. Listen, you're gonna have to run. You're gonna have to run, and you can't run. And if you don't run it well, then you're screwed. Yeah. And all this, we've played against this offense. It was the offense. It's the offense that Oklahoma runs. This is nothing new.
Yeah,
this is nothing new.
That's what no one's talking about. No one's talking about
no,
that.
It's too easy. It's too easy to say Oklahoma's not good. It's too easy to say that and believe that and stuff, and it's hopium. I'm telling you, that's what it is, Coach. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well,
but it's going to be fun. It's going to be awfully fun when we come back in here and pull receipts starting on Saturday night and Sunday morning and Monday and Tuesday, and then we're getting ready for Auburn. And we're going to be talking their shit too. It's going to be fun
until we get to Auburn.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably be hearing about how great they are too. With their new quarterback.
God, don't get me on them, man. Don't get me on them. I've been going for an hour and 20. I'm gonna try to get up out of here. It's 10:30 my time. I got some stuff
I gotta get done, man. I'm trying to get to Norman. So I gotta get some stuff done first. So
are you trying to get tickets?
Yeah, I found some tickets that ain't too bad. But I'm trying to right now I'm deciding if I'm gonna fly or not, or what I'm gonna do. I gotta do something about this dog named Norman if I'm gonna go. So I gotta see what I'm gonna do. Working it out, Coach. Working it out.
But, no problem, man. Hey, man. Look, I'm getting better at it now, man. I'm getting good at it now, man. Like I said, I'm learning and doing some homework on it. So, I'm getting there. Got the guys coming in here backing me up and everything. So, I love that. So,
hey, man, and I love it too, man. And we're gonna get you right where you're supposed to be. You keep putting out good content, it's gonna get better. I actually have an email that I started for you.
Okay.
We need these keywords. You need to use these keywords. I'm going to go ahead and send it.
Okay.
I'll send it to you in just a second. But yeah, just
take it down.
run
Take
and
your
do
time.
that. And then, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and Kimberly K, glad to see you here. Glad to see all you guys
Oh
in here.
man, Bishop,
Even
all
you,
of them, man.
Lincoln
Like I
Park,
said,
Comanche, Stephen G, all the homies,
yeah,
Hankster,
man. Like I said,
Bishop
they all in
Frank,
here, man. Like I said, they show
the
love,
crew.
man. Like I said, I
Crew,
appreciate
man.
it.
This is how they
Like I said,
roll.
I
This
don't
is
say
how they
that
roll.
word. I don't say that word lightly. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
you
don't know
guys
who else
take care of
we got.
yourself, man.
Golden Bradshaw, love it.
I'll be. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on again. I'm gonna come on again Saturday night after the ball game. Probably do my little 2 cents worth. What's up?
So if I go, what we'll do is I'll set it up and you can run the show, but we'll just run it to mine too. But we'll keep on. I'll send you. We'll talk later. But give me a
Okay.
yell or whatever. If I end up going,
Yeah.
I'll send you all
Okay.
the stuff and you can just kind of run the because I've been working on like an intro for us and stuff like that too. So we'll get
Okay.
all that
All right.
done and then
All right.
but I'll send it all to you and
Appreciate it.
then we can stream it to my channel also and I'll come back on with you because I was planning on doing post games with you if you want to do them. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just let me know,
cool.
man. Like I said, I told my wife and everything, man. I'm getting a little good better at this, man. And she's like, "Go
You're
for it."
doing a good
So
job, brother. You're doing a great
got the
job.
wife's blessing and everything. I get her blessing and everything. I'm good.
Hey, yeah, there's no two ways around it. Yep. If she's
I'm
saying you're
good,
good, we're good.
man. You know what, Jason, man? I tell people all the time. 25 years been married to this woman, man. I don't think we ever argue. Like argue. It's
That's a
just
blessed life
a
right there, buddy.
disagreement, but it's never like
Oh, it happened.
dog fight, hit below the belt. We don't do that kind of stuff. 25
That's a
years, so
good
I'm blessed.
that's a good woman. That's a good family right there, man.
Oh yeah.
To be able to do that, that's how it goes.
Oh,
You're a blessed man. You are a blessed
man,
man.
look,
No
hey,
doubt about
I'm knocking on wood because I don't want shit to change.
it.
I'm
She's been
knocking on
putting up
wood.
with you for 25 years. It sounds like it's going pretty well.
25 years. Man, look, I'm not starting over. This world is crazy with people. I'm not
Oh,
starting over,
bro.
man. That's
Man,
it.
I'm
That
telling
is it.
you. And I've been in restart mode for 7 years. I ain't even tried. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Hey, a buddy of mine said these women are
It's
they are too
tough.
advanced. They're too
It's tough.
advanced. It ain't like the old women that we used to date back in the day. They are
Well,
advanced.
I just think that I don't know what advanced means. I don't even think I want to know. Hey
I'll
man,
talk to you
I'm
about it later.
all right.
All
Coach
right,
Rick,
man. Y'all,
thanks for having me on, brother.
no problem, man. Jason, man. I'll catch you tomorrow, man. You guys take care, man. Thanks for watching your show with your boy and everything, man. I'll catch you guys Saturday, man. Peace out.
Talk to you later.
All right.